Are you tired of feeling like just a computer science student? Are you scared that AI is going to replace you? Are you tired of learning about data structures and algorithms the entire day? Well, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that if you keep doing what you're doing, you're probably never going to stand out. But the good news is that there is a way to become an irreplaceable top 1% developer or engineer if you are like that. So unfortunately, as an 18-year-old, I attended a very nice university for computer scientists. I say unfortunately because as a child, I only had two goals in life. Be in tech and make a shit ton of money. That's it. Computer science was not necessarily in my line of sight, but having Asian parents, I pretty much had no choice. So off I went. Off I went far, far away to attend university as a computer science student. And I've come to the realization, I realized that, man, there were a few things that I really regret not doing when I was a computer science student. And I would like to share and open up and be vulnerable today. The only way I realized I could share and heal that wound was to make this video. There was a point in life where I really needed some money. I got in debt. I engaged in business activities that were not necessarily fruitful and joyous and ubiquitous in cash. It was only after applying to a shit ton of jobs that I realized that unfortunately, I did not have a way in. I was looking at other people. They were getting jobs with this little strategy called referrals. Now, as a computer science student, this brings me to my first regret. I did not network with the people. I really regret not being chill with the researchers, with the professors, and especially with the students. Because some of the students, they wanted the more traditional path of becoming an engineer or software developer. So they got jobs at very nice companies. And it was my mistake for not being chill enough with them. I know I am a man of value. And I know these engineers are also men of value or people of value. So it would have been only fair that if we were chill, if we hung out, if we shared some good memories together, that we could have meant more for each other in the professional world. So I really regret not being able to connect professionally with these students and teachers. And aside from like the professional life, these people are genuinely smart individuals who have positive and like unique outlooks on life. So yeah, that's regret number one. And then there was this other time when I was applying to Google and they gave me an interview. They gave me an opportunity to interview with them. In fact, I was also able to land an on-site interview, which was basically a series of 5 interviews such that if I passed them, I would have gotten like a very nice job in Switzerland as a software developer. And unfortunately, like those 5 exams or like interviews were basically data structures and algorithms, something that was very well covered in university. Now, I passed those exams, but I did not pass it with an understanding. I just studied for the exam to pass the exam. I did not allow myself to have a solid understanding of these structures. So that brings me to my second regret, not studying properly for data structures and algorithms for the long term. I only studied it to pass the exam. As soon as the exam was over, I forgot everything. So I urge you, if you're still in computer science and you still have data structures and algorithm classes left, please, for the love of God, pay attention and learn for your life. Learn for the rest of your life. Like, burn that shit in your mind. And this also brings me to my third regret, which is in the same light of interviewing for Google, and that is not leveraging the labs. So back in my university, we had these very extensive 4-hour block lab sessions where basically we'd be in a room, there'd be a queuing system, dedicated blocks of time where a TA would come and help you and literally just teach you everything A to Z if you were stuck. Now usually these TAs would be like a year or two ahead of you, so they would be kind of knowledgeable on the subject. And I used to be that motherfucker who used to skip these labs because it's not mandatory. But I realize now that if I were to have attended those labs and actually given a fuck, I would have been way smarter and way better with data structures and algorithms. So yeah, spoiler alert, I didn't get the job at Google, but I did get a job at Amazon. This is my way of coping and telling you to love me, please love me. But seriously, pay attention in your lab and pay attention in your lectures, okay? So that aside, right, I didn't get the job at Google, but what I did get was an opportunity to be a first hire, basically, as a full stack developer. Now, I was literally the only person in the team that was working on this, like dedicated like as a dedicated full stack developer. And I realized that when the time came to hire new developers, I oftentimes found myself missing the necessary skills to be in that leadership position in terms of guiding new developers and talking to developers and asking them the right question. And this brings me to my fourth regret, which is not taking leadership positions in projects, in school projects, in like university projects. I regret not being able to assume that leadership position and guiding the team to create a beautiful project at the end of the quarter. So I urge you, if you are still in university, please assume leadership position. Just make the decisions. Be confident, be extroverted if you have to, and become a charming developer. Because today, if you're not a charming developer, your AI is going to replace you. Like, genuinely. Like these people who like to stay alone and introverted, like, yeah, good luck. I'm also an introvert. I love doing that shit, like being alone in a room and coding away. But you have to realize, like I realized after a long time, that becoming a charming developer, someone who people love to hang around with, someone who is able to make team structures, like collaboration structures, is going to be the winner. Someone who understands tech and people will become very successful whenever AI takes over the world. And by taking over the world, I mean taking over the professional world. And speaking about people, like I oftentimes found myself, okay, I spent so many years as a computer science student, but I kind of have nothing to show for it. Like, I have a few really good friends that I made from university during my time as a student, and they've helped me a lot. You see, they also pursued their software developer careers, like careers in computer science. And whenever I found myself stuck after, spending a lot of time in the business world, for example, I could always rely on them to guide me and give me insights about the market, right? About the current state of affairs, like kind of like what's happening in the world of development. So that's exactly how I was able to pick up React. I did not know React existed. Like I called up one of my friends and I was like, yo bro, like I want to learn front-end development. What should I do? And he's like, dude, do React, like learn React. And today I am very proficient in React. I'm able to come up with complex front-end systems just because of this one friendship. So I would urge you, if you aren't a friendly type, like a friendly person, like change that quick. Because you and I, we need to become these friendly people. We need to make friends in order to ensure that whenever we are in a low period, other people or these friends can pick you up. And conversely, whenever they are in a low period, you need to pick them up. I mean, this is what a university and the student life is for. Forming your network, not studying stuff. You can study online. But building those connections for the future is something that is very underrated. Okay? So make a shit ton of friends, please. Like you can probably see the parallels and like the principles behind my regrets. It's basically like a good developer is both very technical and very social. A good developer has a strong network. Like I strive that you and I become strong, social, charming, and ambitious developers, as well as extremely smart and extremely technically adept. Kind of like being like one of those super prodigies. And this is a skill you can learn. Like we take responsibility. We aren't like those TC or GTFO lazy developers that get paid a shit ton. Like those 6-figure salaries. But at the end of the day, they're fucking miserable. We aren't like those, right? I know we aren't. Like our income as a developer is directly proportional to the complexity of the problems that we solve. The only way we can solve these complex problems is by exposing ourselves to the struggles of people around us. Exposing yourself to the problems and the trials and tribulations of the humans around us. And then as developers who have been given God-gifted abilities to create these software solutions, it is our responsibility to take this shit up. We aren't like those selfish developers that are in the game just to make a shit ton of money. Obviously, money is nice, money is good. But you need to step above that as well. Sometimes you need to choose ethics over profits. Now, luckily for you and me, developers get paid a shit ton of money, and it is our responsibility to make sure we make our money in a good way. You could become a developer for these big companies that zap the life forces out of young boys and young girls. Or you could choose the path of becoming a developer of quality, solving the real world problems, like fixing poverty perhaps, or fixing air pollution by means of coming up with like a distribution algorithm to find out the optimal locations for trees using like a variant of the MST algorithm. You see, I went very balls deep in algorithms there, but I digress. We need to take responsibility and not be lazy fucks. I know we aren't lazy fucks. We love to create systems, no? I want you to click the link below if you're looking for fellow visionary, ambitious, charming developers. We need to make sure AI doesn't take over our jobs. Those lazy devs are gonna get their jobs taken first. It's already happening. Look at the layoffs. Okay? Listen, life is a gift given by the gods to make a proper use of it. Please make a good use of your time at university and don't be like fucking me, alright? Love you, take care, bye.